Well, welcome to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic aerospace museums are in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me for another episode of the SnailTrail4x4 podcast, Mr. Jimmy Jet. How are you doing, man?
I am doing well, thank you. Sweet. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yep. Not evil, but good.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've been questioning that for a while.
Yep. Okay. I do. One of my favorite shows growing up was Pinky and the Brain. So,
of course.
Yeah, it's I constantly tell myself when I wake up in the morning that today is the day I take over the world.
Yeah.
So
you're slowly working on it.
I'm working
to be
on
honest.
it.
Yeah.
It's slowly. It's getting there. So
did you know they did
Tyler for president 2027?
8?
Because 27.
Okay.
That's when it's really happening.
They re-released the Animaniacs in like the 2000s.
Oh, really?
Or in like, what was it? Like 20, it was in the, it wasn't too long ago.
Okay.
And they brought the graphics up and everything. And I started showing the mini assistant one of the episodes. Like we're just watching episode 1. And she's like, this is stupid. And I'm like, I know, isn't it great?
That's fantastic. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize they redid those. I'm gonna have to go look into them.
They didn't, they were new ones, right?
Okay.
It wasn't like recreations of the old stuff. It was, new stuff. So
nice.
Newer graphics, updated. They were trying to break into their like home, which was in the Warner Brothers water tower. And they were like having a really tough time getting into it, doing all the stupid stuff that they normally do, you know, like grabbing the younger brother and like just swinging him like a hammer against it, you know? And then it was like, oh yeah, there's the button over here or whatever it was.
The doorknob.
Yeah.
Did you try the doorknob?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So just all the classic Animaniacs fun stuff.
I would argue that Animaniacs were the late 90s, early 2000s children's version of the Three Stooges.
You know, I won't disagree with you there.
I was never a big fan of or watched a lot of the Three Stooges, but from like the clips I've seen of them, I'm like, yeah, it just seems like now that we're talking about it, I'm like, it's very synonymous with the Animaniacs.
Sure. I get it. Totally.
Anyways.
So go watch it. You might enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. So now that we have Animaniacs out of the way here, we had to touch on that today. This is Thursday's episode, so we get to talk about what we've been up to. I surprisingly was up to a lot. I don't know how I did all that. I guess I just I even went wheeling. So like, I don't know. It's I was going to say I've been up to, I got to do more things because I'm not spending all my time wheeling.
Sure.
All my free time wheeling, and therefore I can fit other activities, multiple activities into the same amount of time I would spend on one activity of wheeling, but we'll get in there. Let's see. We do have a giveaway going on this month.
Yes, we do.
For Morphlate quad hoses of your choice. It's the new braided hose, which is pretty awesome. I do have to give a correction on it.
Oh.
I was talking with the engineers at the factory, and I could have sworn I've seen 1,200 denier ratings multiple places.
Okay.
But then I talked to the owner of the factory, and he goes, yeah, the hoses are all 800 denier. I was like, where am I seeing 1,200 denier at? He goes, I don't know. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm pretty sure I've seen reports and spec sheets showing 1,200 denier. And he goes, nope, that's all 800 denier. And I was like, wow. Okay, I'm all right, whatever. So, but it's still, when you consider denier ratings, industrial grade application denier starts at 600.
Okay.
So we're still up in that commercial grade, industrial grade application stuff.
For
sure. Anyways, just wanted to put that correction out there because if I say something wrong, I like to be corrected. I like to know what the correct information is. So the new hoses are an 800 denier rating, which gives it a 1600 PSI burst rating. and a 400 psi working load pressure, but because of the whole system and the digital gauges, it is a 200 psi working pressure because the sensors in the digital gauge are going to be the weak point. But it can withstand the heat finally.
Yes, exactly.
Of pretty much whatever you want to throw at it, as long as you're using an air compressor of some sort. Like, don't throw it in a fire.
Sure.
But and don't strap it to your exhaust manifold or your catalytic converter. But if you're using it with an air compressor, you won't have to ever worry about your hose melting and popping. I know that's a very common issue with all sorts of different air compressors out there and hoses that are sent with air compressors. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. And so now that you don't have to worry about that anymore, if you have air compressors or whatever at home that you're like, I don't need a 4-tire hose kit, I need a tool hose, or I need a custom application hose for this particular application, I'm pretty confident that this new braided hose we have will be able to fit pretty much any pneumatic application where you're using it for a tool purpose.
Okay. Wow, that's saying a lot.
Like we're not gonna be able to withstand a 2000 PSI application on a rocket ship or something, but it's for the average peasant out there, like me and Jimmy, I'm pretty confident that these hoses will withstand anything that a civilian is going to be able to throw at them.
Cool. So, Gotcha. Yeah. So we have a quad kit that we're giving away this month, for Jim's month from Moreflate. Yep. So that's super nice. Thank you. And we are, to get in for that giveaway, we have, you need to go over to Irate4x4 and log in, go down to the watch list and discuss section, click on SnailTrail4x4. And then all your sign up options are there. If you want a chance to win this item, you need to sign up for the giveaway tier. You can't sign up for that gift box tier anymore.
Nope.
It is now closed.
Wah, wah, wah. Yep. So speaking of Jim's month.
Oh, got another gift?
Kind of.
Oh.
It's on its way.
Okay. Sweet.
It's your lid.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to give an update on that.
Sure. Yeah. So we've had...
I like to reward companies that give good customer service.
Sure.
So
100%. So it was funny because we talked about these Cydio crates that I've been interested in and asked family members and friends kind of for them. And I got 3 crates and 3 lids, and then the dividers in the your version of the crates. And one of your lids, the ones that you got me, came broken. Yep. The corner was chipped off.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh, this will be a good chance to test out the customer service, which is great because my father had a question about the crate that he purchased, and he said that their customer service was garbage. And he said it was like they were sending gibberish emails, like not making sense at all. About that. Yeah. Like he was asking, like, do I still have more product coming? Because it says it's shipping. And I've already received everything that I've ordered. So why is it not completed? Or why is it still the status say shipping is something else coming? And they were just like talking about, a farm in England that was growing green or something super random. So I was like, cool, this would be a good for me to go through this experience, try the customer service out and see how things go. So I went on to their website. I went down to their contact us form and I just typed in and I more or less said, hey, I got some crates for my birthday. One of the crates had the lids broken on it. Here's the order number that was from my friend Tyler. Like, can I get a replacement lid? And they wrote me back within a few hours and said, can you please provide us photos?
Yeah.
And I snapped some photos and sent it to them and they're like, yep, definitely broken.
Within a couple hours they replied.
Yeah. Within a couple hours they replied.
It was English and nothing weird.
Legible.
Okay.
And and to the point. It wasn't anything weird. I don't know what my dad was talking about or what was going on there. Who he was connected to. And I sent them the photos and they said, sounds good. We'll send you another lid. And I said, cool. Can you send it to me? And they said, no, we need to send it to the person that ordered it.
Which is fair.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I understand that. But on the flip side, I was like, I wish it would just you should have a way to redirect this to,
or
because I
just
have the lid.
confirm, like route me in on the emails and be like, okay, here's Tyler. Here's the email that he's replying from that was on the order. Therefore, you know it's him.
Right.
And just be like, hey, was this a gift for Jimmy?
Right.
Yeah, it was. Okay, cool. We'll send the lid to Jimmy.
Yeah. So besides the fact that it's not directly sent to me, everything else went perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
I was happy with the engagement.
It seemed very fast too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was like within a day.
Yeah.
I think they were like, cool, we're sending you another lid.
Yeah, everything was
No
resolved.
problem. I think like we went back and forth, and then once I sent them the photos, I think the next day they confirmed that the lid was broken, and they're like, we'll send you another lid. And so it was like 1 day turnaround. They're sending the lid off. It hasn't shown up yet, I guess.
Mhm.
So
Not yet.
Yeah. So it's been a week or so since I've made that email, or that since we started that, almost a week. And the lid hasn't shown up yet, but
It took about a week for the crates to come in originally.
yeah.
So
And we had a few listeners reach out and also say that they've done some research on Cydio crates, and
cool.
they do appear to be USA based.
Okay.
So Spaghetti even wrote in and said they appear to be from Southern California.
Oh,
So
interesting.
Yeah. Not sure. I still question it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's I don't know why I'm questioning it. Just because it seems like it's such a simple product that it should come from China.
Yeah.
But I would be happy if it's a USA based company, and I'm happy to support them.
Yeah.
So far I haven't had a problem with them at the crates at all. I've actually enjoyed them. I used them this weekend, which we'll briefly talk about a little bit. But it wasn't anything special. But we do have a storm coming, and a pretty significant little burst of a storm for a day. And I'm going to set the waterproof or highly water resistant. I'm not sure if it's waterproof crate. I'm going to set that outside, and I'm just going to put like a weight in it. And I'm going to set one of the non-waterproof ones that you got me outside. And I'm going to do a little side-by-side check, see how things go.
Yeah. See how much water's in them.
Yeah, see how much water's in them, see how they kind of hold up, see where if they leak or moisture happens, where it accumulates, just for funsies.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of do a fun little test from there. But I think so far they're pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I wish they came in a bigger size.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that because it won't fit my camp stove.
Yeah.
And that's so I still am going to have I can't just use these. And I think you and I talked, probably off air it was, and we were saying like, there's really no one size fits all or one
There's always going to
system.
be some item that doesn't fit. Right.
And so I wish they made kind of a double size version so that I could use it for the style for multiple things.
Yeah.
But oh well. So I have to carry one version of a crate already. And I already carry like 2 or 3 different versions of the crates of different styles. So it's all the same. So yeah.
Well, cool. I wanted to get that update because last time I think we talked about it when you were opening your gifts. We were like, oh, this lid is broken. Well, it'd be a good chance to test their customer service because your dad had a terrible time with them.
Right.
And we were concerned about whether they were actually USA based or not and what everything was. And it sounds like everything worked out really well.
Yeah.
So I just I'm a big fan of when companies do that. Whether or not they know they're being tested, which they didn't know. We didn't give them. It's not like we run this podcast, we're going to test your customer service. That's not the case at all. So it was, it's nice when companies do the right thing and we get to brag about companies doing the right thing. So
100%. Yeah. I've also tried to sign up for their affiliate program.
Okay.
Just because if I do I'm going to wait for a little while and run some tests and play with them. But if I do really enjoy these things, I definitely want to talk about them and promote them. But it was funny because I signed up on their website and I was like, hey, I'm interested in your affiliate program. Then at the conclusion of this customer service chat, I said, do you guys offer an affiliate program? And he said, yeah, here, click this link. And so I clicked the link and I went to go sign up for their affiliate program with their like sign up form. And it said, I'm already entered.
Oh.
And so I wrote the guy back and I said, hey, like weeks ago, I tried to sign up for your affiliate program, but it said like, we will notify you. And now it appears from the link that you provided me, it appears I'm already in your system, but I have no record of being entered.
Yeah.
Like, is there a way to reset the password or how do I get in?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, they must be working on your information. Like, just wait. And I'm like, okay. They seem like they might be like a new company and they just don't have it all figured out, or they're just getting bombarded right now because they're doing
maybe
a lot of sales or a lot of work or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I would love to get an affiliate program set up with them, I think, because I think their system's really kind of cool.
Yep. Well, cool. Sweet. Fun update there. Yeah. What else do we got? Did we already go over reviews?
We haven't talked about reviews yet.
Cool.
Shall we talk about the text that Rodney sent out in regards to reviews? Was that Rodney in the group chat?
I don't know.
JL Rodney that sent out the text on our podcast one that showed us. It was best 40 podcast. It was Chris.
Gotcha. Okay.
Chris sent it out.
Yeah.
Best 40 podcast off-road podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
who's number one?
Number one, SnailTrail4x4.
These guys.
And they were saying that it all came down to reviews, is what the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey guys were saying. Because let me see here. Let me scroll down a little bit. So number one was SnailTrail4x4 podcast on this website. There's probably who knows how many websites out there.
AI generated blog list of things and how the AI rates them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Number two was Overland Journal podcast. Okay. Number three was Jeep Talk Show podcast. Number four,
we beat out Jeep Talk Show.
Yeah, number four is Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast.
Yeah, those losers.
Number five was the Jeep Cast.
Okay. Those guys are cool.
Yeah, those guys
much cooler than Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
Are really good. So they say we have 693 reviews, which we know we have more than that.
Yeah, we definitely have quite a bit more than that.
Yeah, we're working towards our 800 mark.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the Jeep Talk Show has 262. Wheeling Wine and Whiskey has 217, and the Jeep Podcast has 211. So it goes down.
So they rated it
every time.
Okay.
Right. And then it goes to next is Total Off-Road Podcast. Shout out to Total Off-Road. They were number 6, but they have 94 reviews.
Come on, you guys can step that up.
Yeah. But one of them way down here. Let's see. Give me a second. Let me scroll through this real quick.
Still scrolling.
Here it is.
Still scrolling.
19. With Sean Holman, and we had Lightning. Lightning used to be on there. We had Lightning from Banks on our podcast. Yeah. The Truck Show podcast is over 1,000 reviews, and they're at 19.
I don't think they're really an off-road focused show, though.
No.
So maybe they got hit because of that on this list?
I don't know. Maybe. And then TFL Talking Trucks is number 20 below them, which I'm like, ooh, they're a big company.
Yeah.
So yeah, some good names in here.
TFL and Truck Show are typically like in the top 10 of automotive podcasts overall.
Right. So. Yeah. So for them to be ranked lower than us, I was like, okay, so they're not.
I think, you know what I think? I think that whoever made this list actually listened to all the shows and they decided who has the best content.
I would agree with that.
I think that's a ranking based on who has the best content out there for off-roading.
I don't think it came down to just reviews. Is all I'm stating. But reviews are a very big way to help out the podcast, help us grow. A lot of algorithms out there that look and rate and review podcasts, look at how the reviews are, look at the star ratings, look at how many reviews are posted. And that's one of the reasons that we push for you guys to leave us a review and kind of incentivize you by offering you some gifts along the way. So that all said, we have an Onyx Elite membership going out to a lucky individual. Once we reach 800 reviews, we're going to do a drawing. We'll find the winner. We'll give that winner the Onyx Elite membership. That's good for 12 months of Elite membership status. So go leave us a review. If you've left us one, you can leave us another. You can figure out how. The more reviews you leave, the better your chances are to win some fancy products. Like once we get to 850 reviews, we're giving away another Onyx Elite membership. And then once we get to 900 reviews, we have a huge prize pack from Morphlate, upwards of $1,000 that we're going to be giving away, which one of the items is this new quad kit, the 800D hoses. This new braided lined quad kit out there, plus some other stuff to come, which is exciting news.
Yep. Yeah, lots of cool stuff on the horizon here. I've sent out prototype testers.
Oh.
For stress testing and real life testing with influencers.
Of the new hoses?
No, something else.
New product.
A new product.
Okay.
So we have, each year I kind of look back on the year and think, what was the theme of this year? What was I working on? Last year was patents.
Yeah.
And that's starting to come to fruition right now. This year, it seems like it's been increasing inventory.
Okay.
We have, it was at the beginning of September, we probably had 5,000 to 6,000 units worth of hose kits available in the warehouse here.
Okay.
And so, but we got hit really hard during Memorial Day and Prime Day.
Yeah.
On the air hubs and compressors.
Sure. Okay.
And we sold like 6 to 7 months worth of inventory in that month and a half or 2 months, whatever that was.
Okay.
And That's
impressive.
I was like, that's a problem. So we dumped a ton of cash back into inventory to increase inventory again. And with all the product development we've been doing this year in the meantime, like increasing inventory, that's easy. You just need the cash for it. You just have to stick up with your production logistics. But that doesn't take a ton of time. And so I feel like a lot of this year has been developing the new products in the new hoses, the new semi-secret product that we just sent out the prototype stress tester units for, as well as the super secret product that will be landing, I'm hoping, around the beginning of next year.
Cool.
So it's not going to land. It'll be, I'm hoping, done with all the R&D around the beginning of next year. And then we'll be looking at going into production with it shortly after that.
All right. That'll be cool.
It'll be really cool. But it's like, I think the theme of this year was just growth.
Yeah.
a lot of growth, even, which is kind of interesting because it's a down year for the industry.
Yeah.
Overall. So, it's cool to see the support that we're getting from consumers, from the industry, that we are still growing, even though the industry is kind of down, having a little bit of a hard time right now.
Sure.
So, it'll be fun. And I'm excited to share the news of, those new things as we keep coming out with them. So, and the prize pack for reviews is going to encompass kind of everything we've been working on over the past year.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
For sure. Well, I think that's all the updates. I do know that, dates have been released for Winter Fun Fest.
Yep.
King of the Hammers. And
definitely. So real quick on Winter Fun Fest.
Yeah.
That's filling up very, very quick. The Snowcat run that I lead on Sunday is full.
Oh, wow.
You can't get in anymore.
Dang.
So if you guys are looking to attend Winter Fun Fest and go on a guided snow wheeling trip, you need to make sure that you are getting registered as soon as possible, because at least one run I know is already full and you can't get into it.
Dang.
So,
okay. Yeah. So yeah, good information. So, and it's like within a month or 2 months, right? We're looking
January 16, 17. So that was that President's Day weekend typically, or around President's Day weekend. I forget what. It's not slated to be around President's Day. It just kind of falling that way each year.
Absolutely. So we're looking at just under 2 months now for that event. So if you're thinking about it, it's a fantastic MLK weekend. Got it. It's a fun weekend. You're up in Grass Valley, Nevada City general area. All the wheeling's done up over there. The event's at the Nevada City Fairgrounds?
Yep.
And
Nevada County Fairgrounds.
Nevada County Fairgrounds. And it's a fun time. It's a lot of fun going out. You get to meet a lot of people, some fun snow wheeling. And then the party on Saturday night's always a blast.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it is.
So, the dates are out for those. The dates are out for King of the Hammers for 2026. The dates are out, I believe, for all of the Overland Expos as well for 2026. So if you're thinking about doing anything in the upcoming year, just look at the dates, start planning your schedule accordingly.
Yep. Sweet. Yeah, lots of good stuff coming out, and the planning is starting for 2026. So.
Absolutely.
And
Cruise Moab has their dates out.
Yep,
Don't forget about that fun one.
That's true. That's a good one. I'll be looking forward to Cruise Moab this year with the Mule. So
I know that's gonna be cool.
The Mule. All right, I think that does it for all the updates.
Okay.
I think we're caught up. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right on back with kind of what we've been up to in our busy, fun lives here. So we'll be off for a couple minutes, and we'll be right on back. Talk to you soon.
Hey guys, I love going out wheeling and I love playing in the outdoors, and one of the main tools I rely on for all of the activities is onX Off-Road. onX keeps me in the know, it keeps me on the trails, and it keeps me from getting lost so that I can make it back home to my family and friends. There's tons of tools and data available for outdoor activities on the app that helps you plan your next trip, and it helps keep the adventures rolling. Start your free trial over at onxmaps.com.
Oh, welcome back, everybody, to today's show, brought to you by Jimmy.
Woo! Why is
that
that
guy?
Me?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're such a great guy.
Thanks.
Yeah, anytime.
Sounds fun.
Oh man, yeah, we're here today. It is Thursday, so we get to talk to you guys about kind of the shenanigans that we get ourselves into, the activities that we do. I don't know why, but you guys, the listeners out there, seem to be interested in the shit we get into. So sometimes it's fun stories. Sometimes it's like, Tyler, you're an idiot. Why'd you do that?
Most of the time.
Most of the time. So anyways, as long as you guys are still having fun with it, we'll keep doing the segment. So I was actually up to quite a bit.
Okay.
I went to the Air and Space Museum.
In Washington, D.C.?
No, the California Air and Space Museum.
Oh, where's that?
In McClellan.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had one.
Interesting. Okay.
So anyways, we went there. I have updates that. I went to Vanquish.
Oh, finally? Okay.
Got to go see Brian Reynolds.
Yep.
Who's working there now, and Brandon.
Yep.
And then I also went out to Fordyce.
Okay. Yeah,
so
you did a lot.
I have some updates. I took the Mule out to Fordyce, so I have some updates on the Mule and how that's going. So I did quite a bit.
Nice. Yeah. So
what are we up to? What are your highlights?
My highlights?
And then we can fight over who goes first.
I did some work on Samantha.
Okay.
A fair amount of work on Samantha. And
did you build a rear axle?
No.
Thank God, because I would have beat you up.
Yeah. And then
I texted husband. I was like, Jimmy's out of town this weekend. Do you want to go do the rear axle? He goes, no, we need to let Jimmy do. I was like, okay.
That's funny. Yeah, that would have been like, what the fuck? Like, that's okay. Did you guys shoot video?
Yeah. Oh no, we got like a couple pictures on a 1990s phone or camera.
Yeah. All right, take it all apart. Weld those tubes back together again. We're gonna have to show cutting it off.
Yep.
No. So I worked on Samantha. We did some work. We did work on the rear end of Samantha lately, but not on the axle.
Okay.
So and then Jim's month continues, and we went up to my buddy Joe's cabin and spent the weekend up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear about Samantha, so you go first.
Okay. So let's see. I've been trying to rack my brain about what I did last week with Hussman on Thursday. And for the life of me, I'm getting now weeks confused.
Did you guys have a dance party?
We kind of, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Shania Twain dance off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He loves those.
I know. It's so funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's amazing what he'll do for peanut M&Ms. Sorry. Love you, husband.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly. I know that we did a lot of talking about the front suspension, how things are working, where things are laying out. Mm-hmm. We've we finalized the upper link and set that up. So now literally the axle is sitting in place where it should be with a PVC pipe, the lower links, and PVC pipe upper link. We just don't have enough Heim joints at this time to connect
them all.
We need to connect is it the panhard bar?
Okay.
So I need to make the panhard bar and figure out where the panhard bar upper link mount on the frame is going to go.
Okay.
And how to set all that up. And then that will, set the axle left to right into position, because right now we have it set forward and back within an inch of it because I set it at 42, but it could go up to 43. So we're within that inch of where it needs to be, but I don't have it set left to right exactly. I mean, it's measured and it's sitting on jack stands and it's sitting where it should be.
Yeah.
Within an eighth of an inch, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't have the PVC pipe there to set it up. So, that was one of the things we did is we set that up, and that wasn't I have taps for the Heims. And so it's literally, I put this tap into a drill and drilled out the PVC pipe and then threaded in the Heim.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard
That works
work.
better than what I was thinking. I was thinking of just heating up the shank on the Heims so that the threads are super hot, and then you just thread it in and it melts the PVC as you go in. Much better to just thread the PVC.
Yeah, it works out well. Okay. Except I did do it once and I got off in a weird angle and it went broke the pipe because it wasn't perfectly centered.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to cut another one, but PVC pipe's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
From there, I don't exactly remember what we did construction wise, but we did a lot of talking about the wheelbase that Samantha's going to sit out, where the rear axle is going to be. Cause now we know where the front axle is going to be.
It's just about located.
Is, within an inch of each other. It's just about located. So we're looking at where the rear axle is going to fall. And in lieu of that, because I'm going to add trailing arms onto it, where's then the trailing arm mount, upper link mount going to be within a guesstimation.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was looking at, there's a few options and things that are going on and problems that are arising.
Okay.
That is like, if I set the rear axle at where it should be location, because I still have the bump stops on the frame for where the rear axle was. So I know exactly where the axle sat. If I set it there, I believe my wheelbase is going to be like 105, 108.
That's it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So pretty much Kermit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'd be around there. And I'm like, no, I want it.
Yeah, go longer, more. Man. Yeah.
Right. And so we were looking at, so I've got to push the axle back now. How far do I want to push the axle back? And if I start pushing the axle back more,
20 inches.
Yeah. Then
128.
I'm going to have to do some fabrication work on the bed.
Yeah.
Which I'd probably have to do either way.
At least you have a bed and not a quarter panel.
Right.
Right. A bed is super easy to elongate a wheel well for.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely. So from that conversation was, where do I think I want to put the rear axle? From there, it's like, we then put one trailing arm that we've welded up. We kind of set that into place of where it was going to be. And then that can tell us more or less where the link mount on the frame is going to end up. And that is right where a cross member is.
Oh, okay.
Lovely.
Yeah. Make a new cross member and relocate that. Or?
That's kind of that's more or less what's that has to happen for the most part. So, and that cross member holds the front end of my gas tank. So,
all right.
Well, now how am I going to solve this problem?
Yeah.
And, the gas tank has to come out anyway. The gas tank has to move because the link is going to be right there. Yeah. So I'm going to be moving the gas tank. So having the mount for that gas tank is not very important.
Yeah, that's true. Because you're going to have to do a fuel cell up in the bed, right?
I'm going to, yes, I think what I'm going to do first, just to kind of get the truck going, is just relocate the factory gas tank and mount it in the bed.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that if there's a concern or issue with you moved the gas tank, I'm like, but it's still the factory sending unit, still the factory gas tank. It's just maybe the hose got extended.
You just gave me an idea. What if you took the factory gas tank and built a stainless steel box around it? That way it looks like an aftermarket fuel cell. It's clean and shiny and everything.
Yeah.
But then the only rule about fuel cells is that you have to use a factory supplied fuel tank in California.
Okay.
Right. So for smog purposes or anything like that, registration, smog, etc. So if you have the factory fuel tank inside of a pretty box, I'm pretty sure that would qualify
probably
for smog laws.
I mean, yeah, you're just enclosing the factory tank.
Yeah, there's no
Why does that
rules
matter?
on where you locate your gas tank. It just has to be a factory supplied gas tank.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be a Toyota one. It could be a Ford gas tank or a Chevy or anything like that. Anyways,
I've heard issues with people changing the tank and I've also heard successes. So I'm I'm not exactly sure how it is. So that's one thing that scares me because I bought an F-150 gas tank.
Yeah, that's right.
That is, the benefit is it's length and width fit within my frame rails, but the height of the tank is low.
Okay.
And so I was planning to put the F-150 gas tank more or less as far back in the truck between the frame rails, tucked up as high as I possibly could.
Okay.
And then put a skid plate behind it.
Yeah.
So that that won't pull Orion.
Yeah.
Right. And
okay.
But I'm concerned about them going, that's not a Toyota gas tank.
It really comes down to a factory supplied gas tank with a smog certification on it, a California Bureau of Automotive Repair, a bar number, whatever it is.
So I think step one for me is going to be just relocate the gas tank and get it smogged and certified and be back on the road.
Yeah.
Then once that happens, I'm going to move the gas tank.
Okay.
But I'm going to plan, like I might even put the gas tank in place.
Yeah.
And just
say, I don't have it hooked up to anything. I'm still using the factory Toyota one. Okay.
Yeah. Or set it up and then just have it so I can bolt it out really quick and go get it smogged. And then once I get it smogged and certified, then I have 2 years to convert it over.
Yeah.
And then once it's sort of in the system and they're not like, because one of the things I'm afraid of is that the truck's been out of the system for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's going to be all factory, relatively speaking, it's going to be highly modified.
Yeah.
And I don't want somebody to take it to the smog shop and then for them to go, I need to seriously look at every little thing on this truck so that I don't get in trouble with the law and them scrutinize over a little thing. So I'd rather make it as easy as possible so that for the first time, once I'm going through the hurdles of getting it back onto the road, the second time they're like, oh, this is already registered. I just need to smog it. And it's old truck. So they're just going to do the sniff test and maybe look at a few things. And then at that point, hopefully it's like, oh, I've hidden this other gas tank away and they're not going to notice it.
Okay.
So that's sort of my game plan.
Okay.
So I've got to remove a cross member. We did a lot of talking about how to set that up. How do I've got to weld something else in place to hold the stress of the frame so that when I'm removing cross members, that it doesn't spring away or twist or tweak. And we talked a lot about where I'm going to do that and like how I should set it up, because when we cut the big factory, it's the one that has the saddle or the arc in it that, your drive shaft goes under. When I cut that one out, it could release some stress and the frame could adjust. And where the easiest place to put a temporary cross member would be between that and the rear of the T case, but you can't put it there because you need to check. You need to check for the droop of your drive shaft. And so it's like, okay, there's not an easy spot to put this. And so we were talking about building something and designing, and really it came down to let's weld on 2 bars that go up and down on the frame, and then weld horizontal bars above the T case and below the T case, and that will hold it all together
for now.
And then we can, when we figure out the drive shaft and drive angles and everything else, then we can weld in a permanent cross member in an appropriate spot.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. And so there was just a lot of discussion of that. Like, just how do we do this? Where do we set this up? Like what things do we, like if we push the axle back this far, then, I really am running into it. But if I shrink it a bunch, then maybe I can fit it into this window. But then now the links are, I have a super short wheelbase, and what do I want my wheelbase to be? And it just kept, we just kept talking about that. And that took a lot of the day.
Yeah.
So that was a busy Thursday, but even though we didn't do a lot of hands-on work,
it's a lot of figuring it out.
We did a lot of mental layout of Samantha, which is good because the rear axle is going to be fairly straightforward to put together. with the exception, I am going to have to notch my frame for where the shocks are going to go up.
Okay.
And I am going to have to cut. So and that was
you're
also
just going to French the shock towers into the frame is what you're going to do. Okay.
Essentially.
Yeah. But
that also might work into my cross member layout in the way that it all happens. So maybe I'll build a big H, thing that has where the shock towers are and it connects the two sides together as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not, there's a million ways to do it. It's just, we're talking about all those million ways and how we wanted to start thinking about how we wanted to proceed.
Yep.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Besides that, it was also Veterans Day on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a 4-day weekend planned up at the cabin for Jim's month. And I invited all my college friends to go up to my buddy's cabin. We all kind of, a few people were able to make it. Some people were out of town because of the holiday weekend. But it was kind of nice because I had 2 friends come up on Friday night, but they were only able to spend one night.
Okay.
And then I had and then Jimbo, my buddy Jimbo, came up on Saturday night, but he was only able to spend one night. So, but it was this rotation of friends, which was actually kind of nice because then you didn't feel like you weren't missing out on other people because they left and now I can spend more time with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So just to make the trip shorter, I'll try to sum it up because I know you got a lot to talk about. We drove up late on Friday night, ate dinner there. My friends got up there. We all kind of hung out. I brought 4 or 5 bottles of whiskey, but they all had an inch or inch and a half at the bottom of them. I told my friends, I brought these up to die, but it's a great opportunity to do some sampling. And then they each brought me up a bottle of whiskey as a birthday present.
Oh,
so
wow.
I got a Frank August rye, which I was super excited about. And then another one that was called Due North or High North. It wasn't High West for all those whiskey people out there. It was another one that I've never heard of, but it was by a bottle shop down in the Bay Area called K&L, and they do their own barrel picks.
Okay.
And that one was super good. I'll have to remember what one that was and report back. And then, so we just drank a bunch of whiskey and hung out that night and started the fire to warm up the cabin and just relaxed. And then Saturday morning, we drove down to Sonora and we went there's a cidery down there. And we went and I did a flight of all their ciders. And then we brought 2 growlers down and we filled up the growlers. We chose their blackberry.
Okay.
No, sorry. We didn't choose the blackberry. We chose their witch's brew, which was a black currant one. So it was super dark. And then we liked their peach cider, but we had it we put it 50-50 with their apple cider, but their organic one. So it was it had the lowest sugar in it. Okay. And so it really just sort of tamed down the sugar content of the peach one and made it, so the peach one was super good, but I felt like I could only drink 1 pint of it. Okay. And I was like, if I drink more than 1 pint, I'm just going to be sick on sugar. And so it really tampered that down so we could have a few more glasses.
Nice.
Yeah. And so we hung out most of the day there.
So was that what's that big cidery out of Sonora?
It's called Indigene.
Indigene. Yes. So you guys went to Indigene.
So we went to Indigene. That's cool. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't say the name.
I've still never been there.
Yeah. It's super fun. Really pretty spot. They have some hikes out of the central location that you can go to. Apparently, they allow camping.
Oh.
Are
they a hip camp?
I think they're a hip camp, but there's another one called Harvest Camp or Harvest something. I can't remember what the name of it is, but that one is an even better deal than hip camps are. And we heard about it the last weekend when we were up at Fairplay. Somebody told us about it, and you more or less you pay $80 a year, and then you get to stay at all these wineries or breweries and things for free. And you just pay a one-time fee up to the company. Okay. And I was like, dude, this is perfect. Yeah. So if you have a little trailer, and a lot of them don't supply bathrooms and stuff. So it's hip camps, you have to have a bathroom. Yeah. Where the other ones, you're self-sustained. You're self-sustained. Okay. But it's
You'd stay at these wineries and these breweries and all these things. Yeah, 80
and
bucks
wineries,
here.
breweries, cideries, all these places. And so I think they were one of those as well.
Okay.
So we were going to look into that, but we wanted to wait till we had a destination to go to before we signed up for it.
Okay.
But I'll report back once we do it. So anyway, all of us that were at the cabin went down to the Indigene, and then Jimbo met us at Indigene. And so we all got to hang out together. And then my Friday friends left. The Saturday friends went up to the cabin. We rode down with one of our friends to Indigene and then jumped into Jimbo's car and drove up to the cabin with Jimbo so we could drink more. We hung out at the cabin. We just played board games. We played a lot of Settlers of Catan. We went to Mia's. We got dinner. We came back. They weren't answering their phone at Mia's, so Jimbo and I drove there, and then we ordered to go from there, and then we sat at the bar and drank a beer. And it was funny because we sat at the bar, and Jimbo's like, "What beer do you want?" And I looked up and I was like, I've never had this one called Dragon's Milk. I'll take this Dragon's Milk.
I think I've had that one.
Oh, have you?
It's a stout, right?
They make a stout, but I wanted their ale.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then he's like, I don't know. I'll just take the PBR. And so then we sat at the bar and they brought the beers up to us. And mine was a barrel aged ale.
Oh,
11%.
Jeez.
Right. And I was like, oh, okay. That's like 2 beers, right? In a glass. And then they put a 24-ounce PBR up for Jimbo. And I was like, okay, so we're pretty much drinking 2 beers. So, and then we got our food back, went back to the cabin. We all ate. We played another game of Catan. We stoked the fire. We just hung out. Next day we woke up. I was feeling a little rough around the edges, but rallied. And then we did a hike around Pinecrest Lake, which is about 4 miles. And it's a fun hike. You got a little bit of climbs involved. I mean, you're going up a few hundred feet. It's great views the entire time. You get to walk across the dam that holds the river in. And then there's a bridge on the backside that you go over where the water inlet is. And I don't know, it's just a fun hike. On one side, you're in the sun and you're on like granite, and the other side, you're in the shade under the trees, and it's like almost marshy back there. It's kind of a unique, different biomes as you're walking around the lake. It's a fun little hike. And then we all went back to the cabin, and since they weren't staying, they packed up, and I started talking to the assistant. I said, it just would be a lot easier if we went home today instead of, we were planning on staying Monday night or Sunday night into Monday, packing up a lazy Monday and coming home. But we forgot that we had an HVAC inspection because we had put a new HVAC on months ago. And I knew it, but I didn't put 1 and 2 together that it was Veterans Day on Tuesday, because I was like, sweet, we can have a relax. But I was like, oh shoot, the post office isn't going to be open. So I won't I figured, I'll get home on Monday. I'll just start doing my panels because my Black Friday sale started. And then on Tuesday I can ship all the panels. And I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And so the assistant and I started talking, and we're just like, okay, yeah, I think it'd just be easier for us to go home Sunday. So we told the mini assistant, and she broke down. She's like, no, I want to stay up here. This place is so fun. But, we were planning to stay. We were planning to do all these things tonight and just have family time and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? You're right, but we're right. Yeah. And that we have responsibilities that we absolutely need to do on Monday.
Life doesn't stop.
Life doesn't stop. Yeah. But why don't we just stay until dinner time?
Okay.
Here at the cabin, we can relax. We'll get the fire going again. We'll just chill. We'll play some games. And then when dinner hits, we'll head down the hill to Sonora again, and we'll find a nice restaurant, and we'll eat there, and then we'll just drive home from there.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And it actually, that worked out well because she got what she wanted, some, family time. And then we got what we wanted, to be home on Monday.
Yeah.
And we went to a great Mexican restaurant in downtown Sonora. It was fun. They had some fantastic food, and cruised home. No issues. Yeah. And so that worked out rather well. Monday, I did a bunch of panels for Snail Armor, got those out the door because of the Black Friday sale. Things are going. But then I was like, you know what? I got all these panels done, and I'm pretty much fully caught up, and I can't really deliver panels on Tuesday. and we asked to move our recording schedule to Wednesday.
Yep.
And I was like, husband, you want to come over and work on Samantha after work? And he's like, well, it's a holiday and I'm union now. I don't work on Tuesday. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to the parade in Folsom in the morning. And then after that, I'll be home like 1:30. You want to start working on Samantha? And he's like, sure. And so he came over and we kind of stood around the Samantha for a little bit. And I was like, so what should we start working on?
Mm-hmm.
And we both decided that we should just build the second trailing arm.
Okay.
Because we had a good chunk of the day to do it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I think that's like, I'll have you around to assist and just check on things. And it works out pretty well. Cause I'll weld a while and I'll be like, okay, I'm kind of getting hot. And you know, like my eyes are getting a little tired staring at a puddle for so long. I'll be like, all right, your turn. And then he'll get in and weld a section up. And then we went back and forth. I ran out of welding wire though. I was like, damn it. Okay. So we did some quick searches around and they had welding wire at Harbor Freight. Yep. So we jumped into Charlotte and we drove to Harbor Freight to go buy welding wire. And he's like, are you listening to Tyler talk when you're driving around? And he's like, you just don't get enough of Tyler? And I was like, well, I'm listening to Botches Off Road's Morphlate episode.
Okay.
Just to, give some love to Botches. And I don't know if there's anything else going on with Morphlate that I just don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a lot of fun to kind of listening to you guys chat about it and talk about it. That was a good episode. And it was funny because a lot of the stories you told, like I know the more information and some of the back information and like things that you didn't like disclose who you were talking about on certain topics. And I was like, I know exactly who that is. So it was funny to hear you tell these stories, but like omit the specific details that would not incriminate, but would, what would be the word for that? Would harm or blemish or tweak another company. And you decided to not say that because you're not that type of person.
Yeah.
And so, but I was like, I know who that is.
It's not, if you pay attention to the industry, we do have some followers with Morphlate that are like super fans of Morphlate.
Sure.
And those people know.
Yes.
So it's like
100%.
I haven't told them specifically who it is,
right?
But you can figure it out.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were going to say in one of them that, that I put an order in the pre-release and just to see how it all went. But that was funny. And it was funny, like husband going like, you just can't get enough of Tyler, can you? I'm like, well, he's kind of cool sometimes. Right. So, so
like,
then
really, I just can't get enough of Alex.
Yeah, that's what it is. Alex, yeah, it's like, it was Tuesday. It's my recording day. I miss him. Okay. We don't talk otherwise. No. Yeah, it's definitely Alex.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
That guy's a good dude. And then, so we went to Harbor Freight and I bought 2 rolls of welding wire so that the next time this happens, I don't have to run away super quick. And then came back, pretty much finished welding it out with Hussman. And then it kind of got late and he had a really early morning. So he's like, we're going to finish this section and then I'm going to go. And I said, okay, no problem. I'm going to finish it once you leave. Mm-hmm. He's like, sounds good. And so, he took off. I finished welding it up and cleaned up a little bit and called that the night and went back to the house and spent time with the family. Actually I had to cook dinner for the family because Tuesdays would be a really good day to have Hussman over for me because my family, the assistant and mini assistant, are busy from like 3:00 till almost 7:00 at night.
Okay.
And they're out of the house doing everything else.
Yeah.
But I try to make a point for when Hussman's on his way home from work, he's passing my house. And that's usually about 3:00 and we're not done here at 3:00 and I can't get back there.
That's fair.
So, and I don't want him to like get home and then have to come back. So, so the mini assistant has like piano and then they go to dance class and the mini assistant has tap. And then like during the mini assistant's tap class, the assistant does ballet. And then they're done at like 7 and they drive home and they get home like 7:15. So I usually start dinner sometime between 6:45 and 7. Got to get dinner ready for them to get home, and then they can eat dinner, and then we can get ready onto nighttime routine stuff. So that was my Tuesday, and that brings us up to Wednesday today when we're recording.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you have both trailing arms done now.
Both trailing arms are done.
Cool.
Yep. So
you have pictures of those?
I do.
I want to see them after when we're at lunch.
Okay.
Cool. So sounds like you've started the plan on locating the rear axle.
A little bit. Yeah.
You still have to solve the cross member issue first.
Yes.
And then after that, it should open up the doors to be like, okay, where do we really want to put this?
Yeah. But in the meantime, we can start building the rear axle.
Okay.
I'm somewhat trying to do things piece by piece or like operation by operation, mainly for a video perspective.
Okay.
So that I'm not like videoing this, then videoing that, then videoing this other thing, A, B, C, and then, D or E, and then going like, how do I make this story?
Yeah.
For me, it's like, I want to finish the front so that I can finish that story.
Yep.
And then move on to the rear and then finish that story.
That's what's always crazy to me about production companies is that they can do that. They can shoot stories A, B, C, D, E all at one time or in different orders and then release them in C, E, B, A, D. Right?
Absolutely.
And they can put all that together and share and split that footage up into the different stories and where to put it. That's I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah. And
I can't think that abstractly.
Yeah. I'm taking a new video style approach for me, where I'm not necessarily how to base on this. It's going to be more of like a overview of what is happening, sort of a vlog.
Okay.
But more of like, hey, I'm building this truck and here's what I'm using in the front and then I'll do B-roll of all like a bunch of B-roll of us assembling the front, but then a lot of me talking over the video about what was going on at that period of time and what's happening. So in theory, I could do it. I just haven't had the experience of that yet.
Yeah.
And so I also think I need to start really laying out the videos soon and start organizing them so that I know how to continue the story or create the story in some cases. Like I really should have shot a lot of the information about the cross member and us standing there and talking and axle placement, but I mean, on the one side, that's actually really important information. On the flip side, it's going to be very boring video. Like people are going to there's going to be a small handful of people that are going to be interested in watching that. Most people are going to go like, why are you just standing there and talking about this? Like just put it in. And on the flip side, I maybe can just say like on the audio over the, what do you call that? I blanked on the audio that goes over the video.
Okay.
On the voiceover, that's the word I was looking for. On the voiceover, I could just say like, we spent a lot of time talking about how to fix this cross member issue instead of shooting video of us talking about it. So
I think I think that a cool way to show that would be interesting to viewers would be like a sped up, almost like a time lapse of you guys standing around talking about it. And then being as a voiceover being like, one of the issues that there's always little issues that are going to come up when you're trying to put a custom fabricated suspension system onto a vehicle. And one that we came across and that you might come across in your build is existing cross members.
Yeah.
And so we ended up spending, as you can see here, we sped up the video, but we spent about 2-3 hours trying to figure this out. And I think our ultimate solution for now was to do this and this, and it'll be a temporary solution. And we'll do a final one later on in the video and show you guys how that turned out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I didn't film any of that.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be mainly like once I'm cutting it out, I'll say why we're cutting it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to piece all this together in my head as we're doing many different projects within the same vehicle. So it's just interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. So, so Samantha's coming along slowly.
Sweet.
I'm really hoping to try to have it at Cruise Moab. That's like my goal.
That'd be cool.
So, That's a goal of mine to try to get it done for Cruise Moab. I think once we get the front axle together, things are going to start coming together really quick. The rear axle is definitely not as tricky as the front axle, but there's still going to be a lot of fabrication work on both sides of those suspensions that are going to have to get done, especially like Frenching the frame and setting it up for the coilovers that are going to be in the rear, and designing a new cross member, and then having to modify the bed, and and it goes on from there. Like I'm thinking I'm going to push the power steering box so far forward that I might have to cut out the body mount in the front of the truck and figure out how to relocate that as well. Wow. So there's a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah. Cool. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun puzzle to put together. So.
Yes, I do too.
Cool. I got to go play around at a couple different places.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I didn't know that we had an Aerospace Museum in Sacramento.
Now that you've said it, it sparked my memory that we did, but I completely forgot about it.
I know that there's the Lemoore. There's God, what is it called? I don't think it's not an Aerospace Museum. Just an airplane museum, jet museum, something like that in Lemoore, at the Lemoore Air Force Naval Base. I don't remember what it's called.
Where the hell is that? Like Central Cal?
Central Cal, yeah,
Okay.
San Joaquin Valley area.
Okay.
So there's a really cool museum that you get to go check out a bunch of the jet fighters and everything from the military down in Lemoore.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that we had a California Air and Space Museum
right here
in Sacramento.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And so we're looking for things to go do with the kid on a weekend. And we found the Air and Space Museum, and I was like, I want to go do that.
Yeah. I'm curious. How is it? Like,
It's really good, actually.
Okay.
So they ended up doing a Snoopy exhibit.
Oh, fun.
For like the Red Baron and all that play behind Snoopy and the Red Baron or World War II stuff. So they had a couple of World War II exhibits with a big old Snoopy exhibit, which was really just a collector's collection of Snoopy stuff that didn't really have much to do about airplanes at all.
Okay. So as a collector had a display.
Yeah. So the secretary's brother is huge into Snoopy. He's like a big time Snoopy collector.
Oh, really?
So it was fun for her to go check out the Snoopy stuff. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to go check out the jet engines over here.
Yeah, right.
I had a blast checking out the jet engine stuff. The Reed didn't care. I mean, he
liked the Snoopy stuff.
He just liked walking around. He didn't even like the Snoopy stuff. Like we walked in, he just wanted to push the stroller around. But the problem is that he just wanted to go run around the museum with the stroller. And I was like, dude, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to take the stroller away, which made him flip out. And I had to take him outside to get him to calm down while the secretary put the stroller in the car. But it's really cool. They have inside set up a lot of really cool stuff. There's the solar kite.
Oh,
that was designed to circumnavigate the globe without using fuel at all. So they had a section of it, I should say, in there. The building's not big enough to house the entire thing.
Yeah, sure. It was big.
They had another, I guess NASA or somebody did a contest to do a human powered flight machines.
Oh,
and a team from a college came up with this quadcopter design.
Yeah.
They had 1/4 of the quadcopter hanging up in the building. And I was like,
did you
this
pedal
whole
it?
thing? Yeah. You essentially sat down and you pedaled in the center.
Yeah.
With
and then
the quad and chains and things to drive the quad helicopters up going out above you.
Got it. And so it had like 4 arms, 4 chains, some setup. Okay.
Yep. And so the building wasn't big enough to house the whole thing. So they only had 1/4 section of it. That was in there. They had a J58 engine in there, which was really cool to check out.
I don't know what that is.
The J58 engine is the engine out of the SR-71 Blackbird.
No way.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So for those who don't, and I don't know why I'm so interested in jets, but especially the SR-71.
Oh yeah.
That
was such an iconic plane for our era. Like the design, the picture, just the beauty of the structure of that plane. It's just it's iconic and memorable for at least our generation for sure.
The first plane, I believe, to go Mach 3
Oh, really?
or higher.
Yeah.
As a plane and not just a rocket kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what's really unique about this is that in order to make an engine that can do over Mach 3,
Okay.
it has to be what's called a ramjet engine. A scramjet? Ramjet.
I don't know.
I think it's a ramjet. So a regular jet propulsion engine takes a mixture of jet fuel and everything else and combines it with air to make an explosion that they shoot out a nozzle to create your propulsion. A regular jet propulsion engine is incapable of getting up to, Mach 3 or higher.
Right.
You have to start essentially creating like this massive, like almost like what a turbo does on a vehicle engine, where you're forcing more air and air pressure into the engine to create a higher propulsion output. You can only do that with a jet engine if the jet itself is flying fast enough to capture the air and force it through the engine.
Yeah.
In such a way that you can compress the air then and use it to propel you faster, faster. So in order to do this, the J58 engine had this cone on the front of it that moved in and out of the engine in order to close off or open the airflow so that it turns the engine from a jet propulsion into a ramjet.
Interesting.
But the problem was you can't use a ramjet until you're up above Mach 1, Mach 1.5, something like that. So you have to use a jet engine to get to that speed to then be able to start using a ramjet.
Right.
And so it's this really unique engineering, the first time this has ever been done, where they created these two engine types in one unit.
Oh, neat.
And that's the J58 engine.
Okay.
So anyways, they had the J58 engine in the building.
That's cool.
Laid out. And I was like, this is just really cool to just walk up and down this engine and look at it, and check it out and see the engineering that went into this thing.
Yeah. So one of the things I remembered was a stat about the SR-71 and I didn't remember the exact number, but I remembered that, but I just looked it up. So I remember two things about the SR-75, right? 71. Thank you. That always were in my memory. One was how fast it could go around the world.
Okay.
Right. The other one was that it always leaked fluids.
Yes.
Right. Because it is
on the ground.
On the ground, it's always leaking.
Yep.
And that is because it's designed for the expansion of all the parts for when it heats up that it seals.
Yep.
Right. And I was like, that makes sense, but it sucks that it's always leaking.
Yeah.
The second one was around the world, or the first one was around the world. Do you want to guess how fast in theory, how fast it could go around the Earth?
I want to say it traveled across the United States from San Francisco to New York in, I want to say it was like an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess around the globe, 7 hours, 7.5.
So it says 15
hours. Okay.
But they said that's perfect. In perfect conditions, they're theorizing it could go around the world in 15 hours.
And that's to slow down and get fuel to never.
It has to slow down to get fuel, so it would take longer.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So at its top speed, 15 hours.
Once it get from 0 to top speed and then around the world, it should take 15 hours to go completely around the world. Yeah. But it would have to slow down to get refueled.
Interesting.
And they said a few times.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Just crazy. Cool piece of engineering machinery for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Their standard operating procedure for if they got fired at was accelerate.
Yeah.
They didn't have any self-defense. They just out propelled rockets.
Yes.
That was what the SR-71 did.
Sure.
Never shot down. Got a ton of really good information, surveillance data and information at the time that it was in service. And it was perhaps the most successful airplane that the United States has ever made for what it was designed to be done for, used for. So really cool. There's a lot of really neat history, especially now that things are starting to become unclassified with the SR-71. A lot of really cool stories out there about it. So anyways, to see the J58 engine there in person, I was like, that was kind of like the highlight for me.
Okay.
The other really cool spot that I've never gotten to sit down when I was a kid going to aerospace museums, I just never had an interest of it. I didn't understand it, was how piston engines were put together.
Okay.
So with the rotational style propeller prop engines.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
And seeing, like the original propeller engine was made from a motorcycle engine.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like 50 horsepower or something like that.
Sure.
Like the very first ones. And then they went up from there and they figured out, how to make bigger vehicle engines into a propeller engine. And then they started figuring out how to make the rotary engine.
Yep.
And put, pistons in the circumference around the center so that each piston is driving the propeller.
Right. And that's, I think we should clarify that's a little different than a rotary engine.
Correct. I forget what the correct term is. Not a rotary engine, but
a circular piston setup. I don't know. Yeah.
And then how do you put one layer of these pistons together with multiple layers?
Oh, sure.
To create a 24 cylinder, 24 piston engine, a 28 piston, 32 piston engines.
Sure.
And then the trick from there becomes not just how you put all these together, but how do you keep them all cool? And the channels that you specifically have to layer these engines, these pistons, each cylinder in, so that they're not blocking airflow to the next pistons behind them, so that they all stay cool while traveling through the air.
Sure.
And so like the one of the penultimate engines was used on the B-52s, the 57, the cargo carriers.
Okay. I don't know.
Anyways, the cargo carriers that are using the big prop engines nowadays. That's kind of like the penultimate of those engines now. Each engine itself,
the C10s,
I think that's what they are. The C10s engines, each one of them produces something like 4,000 to 5,000 horsepower.
Jeez.
Out of a piston driven series of these pistons put together in this specific way. I'm like, God damn, you look at funny cars and them putting together 4 to 6 LS engines, highly modified LS engines. I'm like, these guys have to put them together in a rotary way to fit in this cylindrical packaging. I'm like, it's just the engineering that goes behind these things is just absolutely insane. Sure. And them doing it at a time before you had computer modeling.
Yeah.
To do this kind of stuff. I'm like, that's just crazy to me. So anyways, that was a big highlight, checking these rotational style setup engines out with their packaging taken off. So you could see how they layered together everything and how it all worked together. I was like, that was really cool. And then outside of that, they had a bunch of different jets on display, 30, 40 of them out back.
Okay.
In this big lot. So they had the F-14 out there. They had an F-18. They didn't have an F-35, unfortunately. But I don't think they're going to put those on display for the public yet. No. But they had a bunch of really cool jets out there that are just these iconic jets and planes. At a P-51 out there. Cool. They did not have a P-38 Lightning, which I was a little disappointed in. That's the one with the twin tails. It was a World War II plane, a World War II fighter plane.
Oh, yeah, twin tails, yes.
Yeah, the twin tails. And I kind of made a comment about it. I was like, hey, look, there's a P-51. And they had a couple other World War II era fighter planes. Cool. They had a couple of, I want to say they had a Spitfire out there.
Nice. Those are really neat.
Super cool, rad planes. But I made a comment that there was no P-38 Lightnings. And like when I was in, I forget what grade it was, I did a report.
Yeah.
And I chose the P-38 Lightning to do the report on. And I was like, it's really a bummer. I really wanted to see one in person, one of these planes. And no shit, within 5 minutes, a P-38 Lightning flew overhead because it's out of the McClellan.
Yeah.
Out of where it used to be a big Air Force base.
Oh, huge. Yeah.
And they still have active airports there. And I guess somebody was starting up these World War II era planes, just running them in a circle around the base and landing them. It's like they just had to get out and run them to keep the engines good or something.
Yeah.
Test them, whatever. And a P-38 flew right overhead.
That's cool.
Within like 500 feet off the deck. It was pretty impressive. So I was
awesome.
Like, that was cool.
So it probably is there. They were just taking it out to spin it.
None of the ones in the lot for public viewing, they all have the engines removed.
Oh,
So none of them are designed to ever fly again. They're just for display purposes. Yeah, the P-38 had to have either been a private collector or something else. I don't know, whatever it is.
Interesting.
But I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
They had was it the Harrier jets? They had a Harrier jet there.
The ones that can hover.
The hover and take off vertically.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to check out. They had a couple of the big Coast Guard rescue planes that are dual purpose, land on water, take off, and prop driven kind of thing. The Coast Guard ones. They had a couple of the Sikorsky. They had one big Sikorsky helicopter there that was used in the Vietnam War.
Okay.
And it was called the Big Green Machine, because it was like the lifeline. If you're in a really shit spot and you're on the ground as ground military in the Vietnam War, and you see this particular green helicopter showing up, that means it's your lifeline. It's your rescue. You're getting out of there. So it got the nickname the Big Green Machine during Vietnam. And a fun fact about Sikorsky helicopters, my brother-in-law, so the secretary's brother, his wife works for Sikorsky.
Oh,
she's an engineer for Sikorsky.
Oh, cool.
So it was kind of fun to see the Sikorsky helicopter there and take some photos next to it and send it off to her.
Sure.
So they had that there. They had a Black Hawk there.
Nice.
And it's a really cool display of years and decades of different, air technology that's been run and throughout the history, with some really cool stories of how that technology was utilized by the United States in these different areas, whether it's combat missions to support missions to humanitarian missions.
Yeah. Okay.
So I highly recommend it. It was really cool for never knowing that thing was there, that museum was there.
Yeah.
If anybody's in the Northern California area, definitely go check it out. Cool. It's a really rad museum.
Okay.
So
yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
They do at McClellan's where they do the air show too, right?
I know they do a big air show down at Mather.
Oh, it's Mather?
Outside of Mather, yeah.
Okay.
Like that's the one when the Blue Angels come in.
Yeah.
They're doing that out of Mather.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, I don't think they do any air shows out of McClellan anymore.
You would think that where the museum would be is where they're doing the show. But
that would be cool. I mean, it makes sense.
But nobody asked us.
No, yeah, I know, right? I've never been through McClellan before. I've heard of McClellan.
Yeah.
It's
never, right over here.
Yeah, it's just outside of Roseville.
Right. It's
off Roseville
10
Road,
minutes from your from your warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is a massive area.
Yes.
And there's a lot of really cool industrial stuff going on in that area too. I've just never gone up and driven through that area before. And like I was driving up while we were heading up to the museum, I was like, oh my God, look at that. That's over there. Oh, this is over here. Oh, this is over here too. I was like, oh my God, what? I never knew all this was out here.
Yeah.
Like the secretary was like, yeah, it's McClellan. I'm like, I didn't know. Okay.
Right. Yeah. It's a big area.
Yeah.
And now that that's not like an official military
they sold the properties
base,
off. Yeah.
Yeah. They're selling a lot of the property off. And so the assistant, maybe I shouldn't say this on air, but oh well. The assistant who's a teacher, her district has an office at McClellan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where their district office is one of those. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was there's a kids playground because it's a whole community. Since they sold off the properties, property developers, industrial people are using it for their corporate offices. Yeah. So there is a neighborhood there of people that live in McClellan.
Yeah,
there's a school system in there. And there's a big kids playground with a big, kids field for baseball games, soccer games, etc. The playground equipment is all shaped as aerospace things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How fun.
So I was like, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a highlight. That was a really fun trip. Highly recommended if anybody's interested in mechanical engineering stuff and the stuff that people did before computer modeling, CAD programs. Really, they did on Bridgeport Mills. A lot of this stuff was done. And it's just like, wow. So anyways, that was really cool. The next thing I did was I took all of the Morphlate employees up to Vanquish.
Oh, fun.
And took a tour of Vanquish.
Yeah. That place is so awesome.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, like, you had told me a little bit about what they have going on, the machining equipment, and everything. And just being able to walk around, have a tour of Vanquish and see, they have five axis mills.
Oh yeah.
That are, all self-loading, and the technology that goes into machining equipment nowadays.
Insane.
It's so cool. And it's just like, oh, wow. People that come up with these ideas and implement these ideas into machining equipment is really impressive. So talking to them about I got to pick Brandon's mind a lot and catch up with B Reynolds quite a bit. That was fun. But I got to pick Brandon's mind a lot about, they have over 2,000 SKUs.
Oh, wow.
That they,
it makes sense.
And manage. And so all their metal stuff, all their aluminum stuff is all made in-house.
Mm-hmm.
And so be able to talk with them about how they manage those 2,000 SKUs, manage production of SKUs, and the processes they do. I was just like, this is pretty cool. Like, and then compare it to what we do on our little minuscule scale of 150 SKUs at Morphlight. It was fun to the whole day long, just pick Brandon's brain about stuff that they're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
So, that was a lot of fun. Really cool machinery, and to get to kind of hold the aluminum blocks they start with and then hold the product as it comes out of the mill before they break the axle housing off and then clean it up.
Yep.
It was cool.
Yeah.
So
it's fun to see like how the robot works, because a lot of their machines are from raw material to practically finished product. And then rotated and turned and flipped and, all that by a robot. So it's fun to see like the robot pick up the aluminum block, move it to the machine, see the machine mill, then robot grab block, stick it in another machine so that it can rotate around to grab the opposite side so it can stick it in the machine to do the opposite side. Yeah, it's all really cool.
Yep, I agree. So that was a lot of fun. I know Brandon listens to the podcast, so thank you again for letting us take a couple hours of you guys' time and walk through and be almost like it's like we're at a zoo watching watching the Vanquish employees work there, and getting to chat with a few of the employees too that also listen to the podcast. So it was a good time. It was a really good time getting to go by there, and then we got to sit down and have lunch with them at this awesome Mexican food place afterwards.
Mexican food?
Yeah.
I think he took me to that same, probably the same spot.
He has a routine. When people come through. So anyways, really cool. Thanks again, Brandon. Check out Vanquish's stuff. Their RC cars. They are the leader in rock crawling RCs. So
for sure.
It was really fun to chat with them about how much are you guys taking your design cues for what you build off of vehicles and aftermarket suspensions that are out there for full-size vehicles.
Yeah.
And how much are you designing yourselves? Because we design it. We have to do everything ourselves. So they're designing all their suspensions, everything from scratch.
Yeah.
And doing it all themselves. I'm like, are you finding that a lot of the aftermarket companies are now copying what you guys are doing for particular chassis? And he goes, yes and no. Pretty much they're coming to their own conclusions, they have their own twists on stuff, but we're just kind of stick to our own thing. And
both of them are feeding off of each other, but nobody's really copying.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like the RC world is taking influence from what is happening in the actual physical car rock crawling world, but they can't, like their trucks, the RC world are so much lighter and they have more torque and they do all these other things that we can't do with our real vehicles, that they just can't straight copy it. They have to modify it to work for that world. Yeah. But then they'll build some really cool things in the RC world, and then the real world truck people are like, I want to kind of copy that, but it won't translate. It won't translate. So they'll come up kind of with their own way to do it from an influence of the RC world. Yeah. So I think one hand's feeding the other, but they're all growing. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. So that was really neat to go check out Vanquish and see what they're doing.
It's a cool spot.
And let's see, what else did I do? Oh, and then I went to Fordyce.
So the Mule.
Picked up the Mule on Thursday last week.
Okay.
The rear swing out is awesome.
Yeah, I saw you drive by, but I haven't got a chance to look at it yet.
Gotcha.
Check it out.
It turned out really, really good. There's still a couple more things I want to do to it, and then it'll be done. So that's just when the time allows to go and do that.
Sure.
I had them raise the ride height.
Okay.
And I know that I was concerned about whether they did it the right amount. And I think they did it the right amount.
Okay, cool.
I haven't measured it, but I like where it's at right now.
Got it.
The Mule went to Onyx Off-Road, did a post-SEMA desert camp out.
Yeah.
And I sent MFer Ben and Sean out there, my customer service manager, my shipping manager with the Mule.
Okay.
So they got to take the dually and the Mule out to hang out with Onyx in the desert for the weekend and go do some trails.
Sounds fun.
It sounds like they had an awesome time. Everybody had a great time out with Onyx out there.
I know some tokens got hid as well. So hint, hint.
Yep. There's some tokens out in the South Nevada desert. So we'll have some GPS coordinates for you guys. And then it came back and I was looking at Reed's daycare being closed on Tuesday for Veterans Day. And the secretary had a bunch of meetings on Tuesday. And I was like, Tuesday is typically our recording day, so I keep that clear of any meetings or anything. And so I was just like, I have it all clear, so I got to watch. I'm going to be watching the kid all day. And we can move our recording to Wednesday, which we do a lot. So,
we use Wednesday as a backup.
Yeah, exactly. So I made sure I got fully caught up on work on Monday. And then, so like Tuesday comes around and I'm like, what am I going to do with him tomorrow?
Sure.
I just hang around the house and play with him all day, but I'd rather get him outdoors and go do something. And I was like, let's just go do like a quick day trip down to the First River Crossing on Fordyce.
Okay.
I have the Mule.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun to take the Mule out.
Where was Kermit?
I have Kermit too.
Okay. Yeah.
But the car seat doesn't fit in the back of Kermit very well. I have to kind of rearrange the seats, and the front passenger seat has to be pushed way forward.
Right.
It just doesn't fit really well. Whereas the Mule has a ton of extra space in the back seat. So the car seat fits really well back there. And I was like, plus, with the ride height changed, the 40-inch tires instead of 42s. And with the rear swing out, I want to go and like bounce the rig around a little bit, see how the swing out is holding up back there. And
yeah, you want to test out all the changes. Right? Yeah.
So I was like, let's go do Fordyce.
Sure.
So went up there and got to the trailhead, aired down, and had lunch. So gave a break for the kid. And he got to run around. He picked up some sticks and started playing with sticks.
Perfect.
I was like, sweet. Good. And then we got aired down and headed into the trail. As I was airing down, two guys passed me. Two guys went in, a first gen 4Runner and a 2-door JK. I don't know. One of those two.
Okay.
Late model Jeep. But it was a Wrangler, not a Gladiator. So anyways, they passed me, went in. So I went in and I caught up with them at Driveline.
Okay.
Driveline Hill.
Sure.
They were playing on Driveline. I'm like, I'm by myself in a rig that I'm not super familiar with. I know what its capabilities are, but I'm just not super familiar with it. So I took the bypass and stopped on the way around at the top of Driveline and chatted with them a little bit. And he goes, so you're the one that ended up with the Mule. I was like, yep, I did. He goes, are you the Morphlate guy? And I was like, yep, I am. He goes, okay. He goes, so you got that from Dima? I was like, yes, I did. He goes, okay. And, long story short, I ended up sitting there for about 20 minutes chatting with them about the Mule and about Morphlate stuff. Turns out I met the guy in the first gen 4Runner up at Jeepers Jamboree in Tahoma.
Oh, okay.
So he was coming out of Jeepers Jamboree and met him up there.
Yeah.
And so
when you're airing everybody up.
Yep. When we're airing everybody up from Jeepers. So, talked to them for a little bit. He wants to link his 4Runner. And I was like, if you want to keep your gas tank, doing this reverse triangulated 4-link is a really good way to go. If the rocks and the Sierras here is what you do. If you're doing go fast stuff, if you're doing things where you're drooping the axle constantly over and over and over again, it doesn't like that as much.
No.
But if you're doing articulation, it's awesome.
Sure.
And he goes, yeah, this is what I do 100% of the time. I'm on Fordyce and Rubicon. I was like, okay, then yeah, it's a great setup.
Yeah.
And so he's looking at how the Stella Built guys did it, and took some notes, and then showed off the rear swing out. They really liked the way that was done. And then said goodbye to him. I was like, I'm going to go down to the First River Crossing. We'll hang out there for an hour or so and then come back up. And he goes, that's what we're doing. I was like, okay, well, I'll see you down there.
Yeah.
So I took off, went down. I will say couple things happened
Okay.
that I was like, I'm very happy with this. One is the ride height.
Mm-hmm.
I never once hit a rock on the chassis.
Okay.
Granted, that section of trail doesn't have a whole lot to do that on.
But from just before the river crossing, there's a lot of rocks that you
At
could
Sunrise Hill and the waterfall,
Yeah.
for sure. And all that
below
boulder
the
patch.
waterfall.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that boulder patch, I didn't catch any of the rocks there either.
Okay.
And I was like, cool, I like it. The big thing that I didn't foresee was that the ride was way smoother.
Oh, Huh.
Way smoother.
interesting.
And at first I was like, that's the Yokohama tires.
Yeah.
But I was like, that shouldn't, like maybe it's more sidewall in the tires because it went from a 20-inch rim to a 17-inch rim,
yeah.
but it went from a 42 to a 40. So it's about the same amount of sidewall.
Yeah. But
So-
you were also somewhat you compressed the springs, right, to make it taller.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting.
So what I think was the real outcome of it was by increasing the ride height, we increased the amount of up travel that the suspension has now.
Yes.
And so by going over all the rocks, when Dimitri had it as low as he did on the 42s, he had it bumped out pretty good. I mean,
Okay.
at ride height, there wasn't a whole lot of up travel.
No.
And I think by increasing the up travel, it just allows the suspension either or both. The suspension is now able to come up without rocking the body now,
Mm-hmm.
which makes the user experience in the cab a lot smoother.
Sure.
Or now that it's raised up a little bit, the shocks are now kind of sitting in a comfort zone of the shocks, right? And it could be a combination of both of those.
Yeah. Or your compression is not quickly bottoming out by the bump stop.
Mhm.
You're actually using the shock to slow you down before you even come in contact.
Exactly.
Right? Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was a much better ride.
Nice.
And while that section doesn't have a whole lot of difficult stuff, there's a lot of little FU rocks that
Yeah, there are.
you just can't go fast in that
Especially
section.
if you do the hard line down Sunrise Hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was very, very smooth. Like going through the Rubicon almost over every single rock. And this is part of the issues I'm having with the automatic transmission is that as I went over a rock, the cab would get jolted really hard. And it didn't have any of that.
Okay.
Going through this section, on Fordyce.
Okay.
So I think that the ride height and allowing that up travel and allowing the shock to actually work, was a big thing with that. Like I just increased the ride height because I was like, I don't want to keep hitting the chassis on stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But it ended up making a much smoother ride too,
Okay.
because we're able to utilize the shocks more.
Sure.
So that I was very happy with. I was very happy with the Yokohama tires, of course. They grabbed on everything. I did the whole run without turning the lockers on.
Wow.
So open, didn't ever slip a tire.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. And then the other thing that I discovered had to do with the automatic transmission.
Oh, yeah.
So the automatic transmission, it's a 5-speed. So when you have it in drive, it's in the overdrive and it utilizes all the gears according to the pressures
Correct.
in the automatic transmission, the valve body and the pressure plates, etc.
Yeah.
You drop it down to 4th and then it utilizes 1 through 4 accordingly, right? You drop it to 3rd, it utilizes 1 through 3rd, drop it to 2nd, it utilizes 1 and 2 accordingly. When I went through the Rubicon with the Mule, I could never get it into first gear, quote unquote.
Without shifting to 1.
No, I couldn't even get it into 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
interesting.
I just assumed that transmission was set up so that when you're kind of manually shifting the gears, that it just doesn't go down into 1. Like 2 is the lowest one you get to. It says 2L on the display for the shifters.
Sure.
But you can there's space to kind of move the shifter over from 2, but I could never get it to go. I accidentally got it to go over.
Was it an over and down?
Nope. It's just straight over. What's the problem is that in order to get the shifter from D into the manuals, it like sticks, it jams up, the gates on the shifter jam up.
Interesting.
And I think that the 2 and the first gear, the L, were jammed up for whatever reason. And I accidentally unjammed it. And I got the shifter over and I was like, oh,
Okay.
there's another gear down here that it can go into.
Yeah.
And then I played around with that on the trail, and in first gear, it locks up the torque converter.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So I was like, this is what I want. So I got to play around with the transmission with the locked up torque converter.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is how I want it behaving.
But only an L.
But it only does it in L, right?
Yeah.
So it confirms what we've been talking about the aftermarket torque lock converter lockup.
Yeah.
And getting the different valve body that comes with that. I'm curious because Dimitri did extra things with the transmission. If there already is a torque converter lockup available for that transmission, just standalone, or if you have to do a whole new valve body to get it.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I still like the idea of doing the aftermarket valve body on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a beefed up valve body. It makes the transmission work at higher pressures.
Yeah.
Which then means the transmission shifts smoother, shifts quicker, as well as runs a lot cooler, because you're not having as much slippage between the plates when you're running at higher pressure.
Okay.
So I still think I'm going to run the aftermarket valve body from Wholesale Transmissions down in Australia and get it imported from Cruiser and Company here in the States, and get the manual valve body lockup. Or not the torque converter lockup, the manual lockup for the torque converter. Because running the rig down in first gear was definitely like that. It was behaving the way I wanted it to behave.
Sure. It's behaving like a manual.
But I want that out of third gear.
Yeah.
So it was an aha moment so now I also know that if I need it to behave as a manual, I can just throw it down into first gear. I just have to be a little forceful to get the shifter to go through the gate to get it down into first gear.
Okay.
But I know that it'll do it now. So because that was what was really bugging me on the Rubicon, coming down something, descending off stuff. I had to ride the brakes because the engine wasn't helping at all to control the descent.
No, the engine's pushing you.
It's just the torque converter is disconnected.
Okay.
So the engine is just turning, and it's like it's in neutral.
Right.
So the only way to go down something is to ride the brakes. That's your only control.
Okay.
Whereas with it locked into first gear, now the torque converter is locked up.
Yeah.
And the engine is controlling your descent.
Right.
And you don't have to use the brakes at all. So I'm like, I want that all the time, but have it in second gear or third gear or fourth gear if I want.
Yeah.
So, the manual torque converter lockup is definitely what I'm looking for out of the automatic transmission.
Okay.
So I figured that out from this trip down to 4 days.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep.
So if anybody has any information about a manual locking transmission or an adapter that will do that, please get in contact with Tyler. Probably email.
Email is the best way. Yeah.
Email.
Tyler at Moreflay, Tyler at SnailTrail, Tyler at Mileford Radio, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Or you can call in 916.
Instagram would be a good way too.
Okay.
I'm checking that fairly often.
Okay.
So,
yep. Or you can tell the world on the podcast.
yeah, or call in.
Call in 916-345-4744 and everybody can hear it.
Yep. So there's that. And then the last thing about the Mule is the steering is really sensitive.
Okay.
It behaves like full hydro.
Is that rack and pinion?
No.
Oh. No, yeah, it's a solid axle.
It's solid axle.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just, I wonder if he opened up the orifice on the power.
He said he did not port it. It's just a standard PSC pump for that 4.7 liter engine.
Okay.
So it's really sensitive, except at low RPMs, you get no steering.
Right. Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah. So a couple things I need to do. I need to fix that steering because now that it is a little bit higher, there's a little bit of body roll. And on the freeway, with the steering so sensitive, you make a micro twitch one direction or the other, and it kind of wanders as well. So you're constantly having to make these micro adjustments on the steering. And when the body starts rolling with those micro adjustments, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of focus driving home in the dark in rush hour traffic to keep the Mule in its lane last night when I was driving home.
Got it.
So I need to stiffen up the steering. It has to happen if I want to drive the Mule long distances to and from trailheads. So that I've got to call, I think, PSC and be like, this is just a standard hydro assist setup that is on this rig. How can we stiffen up the steering? I also think I'm going to tighten down the sector shaft tensioner on the steering box and see if that helps at all. But I think I also need to go through and check the caster and the toe on it and make sure those are all set, because one giveaway that your toe is out is that the rig will kind of wander and then grab and start darting. And that's kind of what it's doing right now.
Got it.
So I'm wondering if the toe is out and not set properly on that front axle on the steering. So, couple things I need to look into in the steering, I think, are going to be the next priority for the Mule.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that it's in a getting to the plot spot that you want it to be. It sounds like it's very close to where you need it to be and want it to be right now.
Yep.
I think you're just getting your fine tune, like little tweaks that you personally want.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
Yep. So, it was a fun trip. I'm really excited to have the softer ride on the trail.
Yeah.
That was an unforeseen consequence of raising the ride height. So that'll be really nice. I'm really excited to have my thinking confirmed about the torque converter lockup rather than just spending $2,000 on a thought and a theory.
Yeah, sure.
So that'll be coming down the road probably next year before summer, before rock season. I had a fun time.
Sweet.
Yeah. The kid had he enjoyed it once we got down to the river. He seemed apprehensive about being down there. And then once I picked up a rock and threw it, he was like all about that for the next hour, just finding rocks and throwing them in the river, making it go splash.
Perfect.
For the next hour. So, and then the other two guys showed up and we chatted for a while about, suspension stuff with 4-wheel underground versus a reverse triangulated 4-link, things that they've been doing. They were out on Rubicon early last week, I guess. And it was a kind of a shit show. So anyways, fun guys to hang out and chat with. And then getting the kid out and getting him dirty. And getting him to play in the water. And it was a lot of fun too.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I did see that Stellar Built is 4-linking their Tacoma and they're doing a rear triangulated setup once again.
Yep. So they're doing that on the Tacoma since they destroyed the leaf spring setup.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it on the GX 470 as well.
Are they?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was selling that.
Nope. Apparently not.
Okay.
It sounds like he's going to be building it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but I did. Sorry, Dimitri. People can know what they have to look forward. People know what they can look forward to now.
There you go.
That's it. So, that's it for today's show. If you guys have any feedback for us, concerns, questions about things that happened, send them on in. We have a cool voicemail line that we listen to on Fridays tomorrow. It's 916-345-4744. You can shoot us messages on Instagram, emails, irate4x4, Facebook. There's all sorts of different ways to get a hold of us.
Oh yeah.
All those ways are down in the show notes if you had a favorite way. I guess we're just gearing up for the holidays. So everybody, hopefully you have your plans for Black Friday. We're going to be putting out our shopping episode that you get to send all your significant others. Was on Black Friday, right? Or the Thursday Thanksgiving?
No, it's on Monday before Thanksgiving.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So watch out for that to come out. That's a couple weeks out now, 1 week out, like a week and a half, something like that. Yeah. I think that's it, man.
Yep. Sounds good. I don't have anything else as well.
Sweet. Any final words to close up the episode with then?
First gen Tundra snail armor panels might be coming out soon.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So the mini assistant came home from school the other day.
Okay.
And I said,
Congratulations.
Yeah, how was school? You know, she said, good. I said, did you learn anything? She said, yeah, we did. I said, okay. Like what? And she's like, it was an interesting discussion. I learned that lesbians like JBLs, gays like bows, and transgenders like clips.
Okay.
I was like, what? Like, babe, like, those are just stereotypes.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Okay. That was pretty bad.
Thank you.
Not where I thought that was going.
Oh, yeah? Okay. How do you think it should have ended?
I don't know. I was curious. I didn't. Yeah. Anyways.